What's up, guys? This is time to wrestle with Suplexus. I'm Suplexus, and I'm joined by
Pile Driver.
And we're predicting the SummerSlam match card today. So let's get started.
All right. So we're gonna start with the NXT Takeover Saturday night. The first match on the card is a grudge match between Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. Who do you have and why?
I think Io Shirai, because she just turned heel, and she needs some momentum off of it.
I agree. I think Io's gonna win. I really like the heel Io. She's great. She's fantastic. All right. Next we have the NXT Tag Championship match. The Street Profits, the current champions, versus Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. I know who you're gonna pick.
Undisputed Era.
I think Undisputed Era as well, and I think because it seems like the Street Profits have been on Raw and SmackDown in the backgrounds, like chit-chatting, so it seems like they want to bring them up.
Yeah.
And if they lose on NXT, I would expect them to be on the Raw or SmackDown that follows, debuting in ring rather than in the back.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the reason why I thought you were gonna pick Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly was because you think that the Undisputed Era is gonna walk out with all the gold. Is that it? Oh, okay. All right. We'll wait. We'll
I don't want to spoil anything.
All right. Okay. Next, we got the NXT North American Championship Triple Threat match. So, Velveteen Dream, the current champion, versus Pete Dunne, who was newly added to the event, and Roderick Strong.
This is a harder one. Do you want to start?
Well, it's your turn to start, but I'll start, sure. It is a harder one. I'm going to have to go with Pete Dunne on this one. I think they're going to give it to Pete Dunne. I think having a very big international crowd is going to make Pete Dunne get like a bigger pop. It's not going to hurt Velveteen Dream to lose it, but it'll really elevate Pete Dunne. And I'm going to guess that Pete Dunne is going to pin Roderick Strong to win.
I'm going to say Roderick Strong.
Because you want the Undisputed Era to have all the gold.
Hey, I said no spoiling anything.
Sorry, not sorry. Okay, alright. So, who do you think Roderick's going to pin? Do you think it's going to be Pete, or do you think it's going to be Velveteen Dream? I would say if Roderick wins, he pins Pete Dunne, and he pins Velveteen Dream.
I'm gonna say Velveteen.
But then Pete Dunne can have a feud with him.
Yeah.
Right. If it goes that way. All right. NXT Women's Championship match: Shayna Baszler. My bad. The champion.
Of Lumber Blaze or something.
I don't know what I was thinking of. I was thinking of maybe wearing a blazer later. Versus Mia Yim.
Mia Yim. I think Shayna will lose because of something I might talk about later.
Oh. Yeah, it's a tough one. Shayna's just been winning. She is the Brock Lesnar of the women's division in NXT, except she shows up for work. I'm going to say she retains. I'm going to go with her retaining. And maybe a little bit of that is because we're going to SummerSlam and we get a photo op with the NXT champ, women and men's champ. So.
And you want someone you know?
I just think it'd be cool to get a picture of Shayna.
Like, we don't know Mia Yim that well.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah. And I don't see her. I don't know. They might, like, she could win, but I think Shayna's gonna retain. You gonna stick with your Mia Yim prediction?
Yeah, Shayna's held it too long. It's just gonna repeat. Okay. New face, she beats them.
All right, NXT Championship 2 out of 3 falls match. Adam Cole, the champion, versus Johnny Gargano. They've already said Johnny Gargano wants a street fight, and like I said earlier, we're gonna be there. I'm hoping the street fight lands them right in front of us or beside us because we have aisle seats. That would be pretty awesome. Just asking you if Suplexus, if they did land in the aisle beside you, are you going to be that guy that's like? Are you going to be that guy that's like, oh, let me just get a video of this? Are you going to be the guy that's like, selfie, they're right behind me?
Okay, if it's Adam Cole, I'm gonna yell, go back to Ring of Honor. So be sure to hear that.
Listen for go back to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
It'll be Suplexus here.
And then and then if Johnny Gargano's there, I'm gonna be like, no wonder, Ciampa turned on you.
Okay, so you're gonna be the heckler.
Yeah. Whatever that means. Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I think Gargano. I think the first one. Wait, is the first?
Oh, I didn't say the first. So there's a street fight, and then there's a straight up wrestling. They haven't said which one's when. They haven't said what the third one is, but I just want to say for our viewers, we haven't watched this week's NXT yet because we're filming this before NXT airs.
Yeah.
So we don't know if on NXT, like our NXT predictions are based on what we know so far, not on the very last episode.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the first one was gonna be the normal match, the one Adam chose. Johnny's gonna win the one Adam chose. Adam's gonna win the one Johnny chose.
I agree with you up to now.
And then the third one is gonna be loser leaves NXT and Adam Cole wins. And then Ciampa attacks him after the match to get revenge.
That's a good one.
Because Ciampa's returning in August.
It's true.
Don't you forget that.
I think Johnny's gonna win. I think Ciampa might come in and help him.
Like
win.
Overall? The whole thing, or what?
I think Ciampa's gonna come in and help him win, and then turn on him so that they can continue to finish the story of their feud. I'm happy with our photo with either one of them.
If it's Adam Cole, I'm doing this or this. Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay.
Might be the other side.
All right, and I guess that's our predictions for the NXT show then.
Yeah.
I don't know what's on the pre-show. I don't know what they.
Nothing's ever on the pre-show.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know if they have a match, an off-air match, right?
We're gonna see the next NXT taping.
That's right. We'll see. So we'll see some matches when we're there. That'll be on the following NXT, the Wednesday following the post SummerSlam SmackDown.
I'm guessing they'll have like.
Okay, we don't have to like make predictions about what they might have.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So now we're going on to Sunday's show, the SummerSlam show.
The biggest party of the summer.
Woo! And we're going to be right in there partying with them. It hasn't quite hit us that we're going yet. Maybe when we're sitting in the seats, it'll hit us.
Yeah.
So first match on the main card. There's no pre-show matches per se that are announced. Some of these might be on the pre-show, and one that might be on the pre-show because they like to do it is the Cruiserweight Championship.
I hope not. They deserve the big card.
When we went to Stomping Grounds, the Cruiserweight match was on the pre-show, and it was awesome.
So
it is a really good way to get the crowd going and into it. Right?
Especially with Gulak winning.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Drew Gulak, the champ, versus Oni Lorcan.
So lately, we've sort of watched 205, but not really. Like, we haven't seen the Cruiserweight title picture. So I'm just going to go with my heart and say Drew Gulak wins.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Drew
Gulak.
Can't find the words. I'm going to go with him retaining. Yeah, agreed. All right. We'll try and watch last night's 205 today.
We are going to.
Okay, we are going to.
Yes.
Okay, then we're on to, Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler.
3, 2, 1, Goldberg.
Yeah. Like, they didn't bring Goldberg back for him to lose.
Yeah.
The only way I could see Goldberg losing
There's nobody.
is if Shawn Michaels decides that he wants one more match and he comes and interferes so he can have a match against Goldberg. But seriously,
that'd be
that
the
should
worst
not
match
happen.
of all time.
Or if Undertaker shows up and interferes so that he can have another match with Goldberg. Again, not what I want to see. But yeah, I think Goldberg's gonna... Okay, so do you think that Goldberg is gonna have a good match with Drew? Or do you think he is just
Drew?
Yeah, Ziggler. Dolph. Something's wrong today. But...
And Drew McIntyre would probably claymore him.
Okay, so I meant to say Dolph. So do you think Goldberg's going to have a good match with Dolph? Or do you think he's just going to come in there and spear, and then jackhammer and win kind of thing?
Yeah.
Is that what you think's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have about a 10-minute match.
10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
with the guy who just lost to Kevin Owens in 5 seconds.
Who just beat Ali. They built him up a bit. And I think that they had a lot of the matches that they were planning to do on the SummerSlam card. I think they had them on Raw and SmackDown, like the women's 4-way elimination match for the women's title, and they also had Sami Zayn versus Aleister Black on SmackDown. I think those were meant to be on SummerSlam, but the card gets too big, and then they don't have enough time for the matches. So I think they did those matches ahead of time to give a bit more time to the matches, and so I think that this is one that'll be like 10 minutes long, but not longer than 10.
But we'll address those matches later.
Okay, yeah.
And one more thing I want to say. I feel like I got a theory in my head just now. All the legends come out and make Dolph lose. Everybody he's criticized.
You know, Suplexus and I have been a little worried about bathroom breaks. We want to try and make it through SummerSlam without one. I feel like Goldberg's entrance is long enough to go on a bathroom break and not really miss anything. Yeah. Him and The Undertaker, right?
Or if we don't want to miss Finn Balor.
Because literally, he's backstage, he bangs his head in the door, he walks to the gorilla position with security, then he goes in gorilla.
Blood pouring down his forehead.
Then there's then he stands there, and then light, like little flashes, flickers of special, I don't know, it's not glitter, but what are those, sparklers hit him. And then he walks into the ring, and then he gets in the ring, and So, I think I could totally go to the bathroom in that much time.
I don't want... I'm never gonna see Goldberg wrestle probably again.
I'm worried that if I do go to the bathroom during this match, I'm gonna miss the whole match, though, because there is that chance that he, spear, jackhammer, wins.
It's really a prediction of how long the match is rather than who wins.
You know what would be great is if Miz all of a sudden turned on Ziggler, turned heel, and he helped Ziggler beat Goldberg, and then it was those two against Goldberg and
Shawn Michaels at Crown Jewel number 2.
Yeah. Okay, next match. We got.
We don't talk about that on YouTube.
The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor, and they're advertising Finn not as the Demon, so I don't think he's gonna.
I think he's gonna be the Demon. SummerSlam tradition. But anyways, 3, 2, 1. The Fiend.
I think that they're gonna protect.
I thought you'd say Bray Wyatt.
Oh. Well, technically it's the Fiend.
At the last second, I was like, oh, you're gonna say Bray Wyatt.
Oh no, but I didn't, because I read your mind. I think that the Fiend has to win his first match. Can you imagine if he lost his first match back? And that's why it's not the Demon. It's not gonna be the Demon. I think it's gonna be
the Demon.
I think it's gonna be a 10 or 12 minute match. I think he's gonna really just hurt Finn, because Finn's not the Demon. Then Finn's gonna go because he's asked for a couple months off, and then maybe Finn will come back as the Demon later once they've established Bray, and then the Demon can beat Bray later.
Or the Demon could be AJ.
Or the Demon can join Bray.
Or the Demon could join the OC.
Can we just roll with what I'm saying for a second here? The
Yeah.
Fiend and the Demon together. So like Bray
The
Wyatt.
Fiend.
Bray Wyatt
Oh,
has his Bray Wyatt persona where he's like Mr. Rogers or Mr. Dress Up. Maybe Mr. Dress Up's better because of the puppets. But so he's like that, and so then Finn Balor comes back and he's in the Firefly Funhouse and he's got the sweater with the khaki pants and he's talking all like
He's got the smile.
he's got the smile for it. But both of them attack people as the Demon/Fiend. Oh, that would be, I would love that. That would be awesome. And that would be a really big push that like Finn Balor could use it a little bit of a push or like some new little base to his character, and the Fiend like coming back the way he is strong.
It could be like Bray Wyatt abducting Daniel Bryan doing right, not him kicking him in the face.
Like that would be amazing. But anyways, okay. Next match, Kevin versus Shane McMahon.
3
If Kevin loses, he quits WWE.
in Canada.
No, like that's the stipulation in the match.
Yeah, I know, but in Canada.
Yeah, okay, so 3, 2, 1. Winner is
Kevin
Owens.
Owens.
Like, okay, we're in Canada.
There's a fly.
Eastern Canada, right? He's from Quebec. Yeah, there's a flag. And like, and it's an I quit match. Like Kevin Owens just got back. He's not.
It's
gonna
not
quit.
an I quit match.
Not an I quit match. Sorry, it's an if he loses, he
It
quits.
should be an I quit match.
I think there's going to be. I think Shane's gonna have some Shane shenanigans, and
Elias.
he's gonna really try to get. He's gonna really try and get a DQ win. I think. Right.
Like do the Eddie Guerrero thing, where he
What's-
throws the chair at him, he falls down.
Yeah, right? Like things like that. And maybe it's not the chair, maybe it's Elias's guitar. Like I don't know. But I think in the end Kevin's gonna get him. Do you think that the Miz would come down and help?
That leads to my
Oh, okay,
Thought.
let's hear suplexes.
everybody Shane's beat up in the past comes. Roman Reigns, he beats him up. The Miz, he beats him up. Who else? Oh, Kevin Owens, anyways. And I don't know, just have a bunch of people beat him. Maybe Cedric Alexander. He could beat him up.
The New Day complained about Shane at the town hall. Maybe they come in.
Yeah, just
Roman Reigns complained about Shane. Maybe he comes in.
He,
So you think it's gonna end in a brawl, and then all the people who support Shane come in?
Yeah, so Kevin Owens beats him, and then they beat him up. And here's what I want, not what's gonna happen. They take him off TV for like the whole year.
They take Kevin
Shane.
Owens. Oh, Shane. I think that Kevin Owens is gonna win, and then not quit. And I think he's gonna continue like milking this, like Shane, you should quit. Kind of you. If you would have agreed to quit, you would have lost, and you wouldn't be here. Blah blah blah. And I think eventually Shane will put his wrestling career on the line. Maybe.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. Or they might just drag it on to Survivor Series.
5-on-5
Mm-hmm.
elimination.
Okay. Next match is the U.S. Championship. AJ Styles versus Ricochet. And we haven't decided, like, we have these 3 belts and the Intercontinental belt, which is somewhere. It's somewhere. We haven't decided which ones to take.
That's that direction.
It's over there. Yeah, AJ Styles, current champion, versus Ricochet. So we were at Stomping Grounds, like I said earlier, when Ricochet won, and it was amazing. Suplexus and I were literally jumping up and down, hugging each other.
The people in front of me looked at me weird.
They weren't like big wrestling fans. They were just like, oh, because you know, Stomping Grounds, a lot of you know, like it was a hard ticket sell, and we actually waited. It was like a 3-hour drive to get there for us, so we kind of like waited and really thought about it before we got our tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So there was kind of like a family in front of us, and the girls just they were watching and cheering, but they just didn't really know who the wrestlers were. I don't think they watched it, so they didn't understand why we were so happy and excited. We did not expect Ricochet to win.
I was waiting for Joe to sneak him in and put him to sleep. Watch the Stomping Grounds video to see why.
Yeah, and then look for us on the left of the screen with the Canadian flag during the Kevin Owens and Sammy match.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Look for us this Sunday too.
same area. So for the U.S. Championship, I kind of have like a double prediction. So if Luke and Gallows don't get involved, I think Ricochet might win. Luke Gallows
and Carl Anderson.
What is wrong with me today?
Maybe I should read it.
Maybe you should. That's not on here. I wasn't reading. If I read it wrong like that, that would be pretty bad. Okay, I'm just gonna call them the OC. If the OC gets involved, I think AJ retains. If the OC doesn't get involved, I think Ricochet wins it. That's my prediction.
So what's your final one?
So
You gotta choose one.
if the OC has a match, because they don't currently have one on the card, if they add them to a match on the card, then I'm going to say they don't get involved and Ricochet wins. If the OC doesn't get a match added to the card, then I think they're going to get involved because they're going to want that TV time, and then that's going to have AJ win.
I'm going Ricochet, because even if they come out, they got the Usos on them.
Okay. So you think the Usos will come out and help Ricochet then?
If they come out.
Okay. All right. So but who's your call on winning? AJ?
I'm gonna go with Ricochet.
Ricochet? All right.
We need.
If Ricochet wins Suplexes, are we gonna jump up and down and hug again? Oh, we can't plan that. That's like in the moment.
Not as much as
Yeah.
when he first won the title.
That was like his first title. Like, it's just wow.
And then like he got a photo with Triple H and stuff in the back.
Yeah. Okay, SmackDown Women's Championship match. Bayley, the current champion, versus Ember Moon. I'm gonna say Ember Moon. And my prediction kind of rolls into the other women's match prediction. So Becky Lynch versus Natalya. So why don't you do your prediction and then I'll explain mine while predicting the next match.
I'm gonna go Bailey.
Okay.
Right, because Ember hasn't been booked strong.
Okay. Here's my reasoning. I think that out of the two women's championship matches, I don't think Becky's gonna lose. I know, like, hometown crowd for Natalya. I think it would be great for Natalya to win it, but I don't think she's gonna because Becky is on the video game cover.
So is my man.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna take the title off of her. I think her having the title going into all of the promotions and things like that it gives more weight to the fact that she's on the cover. So because that title isn't going to change hands, I'm just assuming that Bayley's will. Now, how will Ember win is the question. Is this when Sasha Banks comes back?
What if Charlotte helps her win? No, I take that back.
Okay, but if you allow me to finish, this could be when Sasha Banks comes back and she could be like blaming Bayley for them losing the tag belts because we haven't seen her since they lost the tag belts. This would be a great time for them to reinsert Sasha Banks into it and have a bit of a storyline going on with them. And then they can have a feud or counseling, whatever they happen to write into the script. And Ember can take the belt and have other opponents
could I do a 30-second fantasy booking of how I do it?
Yeah, should I get the timer out?
No.
It's too bad. Start.
Okay, so Sasha makes Bailey lose the title, and then Sasha beats Ember Moon later down the line. Bailey wins the Rumble, and then Bailey fights Sasha at Mania.
17 seconds. That was fantastic. You're faster than you think. All right.
The Flash, but with my mouth.
Okay, so but anyways, that's why I think. I missed a match on the list. Charlotte versus Trish. That's my bad. That's my bad.
I'm gonna say Charlotte.
I'm gonna say Charlotte too. It just what's it gonna do having Trish win? Trish is only gonna win if they just want a cheap Canadian pop.
Yeah.
We're Canadian. We're allowed to say that.
We're gonna pop when Kevin wins.
Yeah. Right. So I don't know. Yeah. I think Charlotte's gonna win. I don't. And Trish was in the match on Monday and she didn't even get in the ring, and so I don't even know what type of yeah, she's in great physical shape, but I don't know. I have no idea what her wrestling shape is like. So I wish they would have just done a little in-ring stuff.
Yeah.
Just to build it up. To build it up a little bit, right? Okay. Did you do your Becky Lynch, Natalia? Okay. Do your Becky. So I said Becky will retain because of the video game.
I'm gonna say Becky too. And then this is where the Shayna Baszler thing comes.
Oh.
She attacks her.
She attacks Becky?
Yeah. Locks her in the clutch. And then there's your feud until the Royal Rumble.
And it seems like Natalia's going heel. So what if Natalia joins Baszler?
She joins Baszler. Baszler's Ronda's friend. So is Natalia. They get revenge on Becky for the WrestleMania. There's your program, WWE, next 5 months.
Hire this writer. It's legally old enough to work.
Yeah. Watch my fantasy booking video too. The previous one.
Okay, the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston, the current champion, versus Randy Orton, the inventor of the 3 most terrifying, does he say? Terrifying letters in sports entertainment?
Do you want to know them?
Yeah. It's R.
It's actually SSS. Stupid! Stupid! Stupid!
It's RKO. Alright, so why don't you go first on this one?
This took a lot of thought, by the way. But I'm going to say Orton takes the title. Because going into the Fox deal, they need a champion people actually know.
Wow.
And who's Kofi gonna fight? Another mid-carder?
I'm going Kofi. I don't think Kofi can lose. I think that they've really built him up as being strong, and he's fought a lot of people and won. And I don't know what him losing now to Randy Orton really does for either one of their careers. So I'm gonna go with Kofi on that one.
Well, I'll tell you after we do the main event.
Okay. And here it is, the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins.
I'll go first, seeing as I ended the last one.
Yes, please do.
I'm gonna say Brock Lesnar wins. Because it's Brock Lesnar and he doesn't win a title and drop it the next month. And the reason I said Orton wins, part of it, is because you need a world title change. And, we can't. I know Brock just won it, but, he just had it at the same time before that.
Yeah, Brock's gonna win, I agree. Yeah, it's just
why?
But man,
Oh yeah. And
if
he had
Seth
a replica
wins,
title on Raw. Did you guys notice?
yeah, the side plates. Suplex has noticed that the side plates were the same as the side plates on our title year. Ours is not a replica. Ours is a commemorative because cha-ching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to talk about possible things on the SummerSlam card that may happen that have not been announced. So we have this whole thing going on with Roman Reigns, scaffolding falls, who did it? Car crashes into his SUV. Who done it? And then Buddy Murphy said it was Rowan.
I got something to talk about with that. Should I just
Take
say
it
it
away?
right now?
Yeah.
So, in an interview after SmackDown, so you didn't see this, so you won't get it maybe. Rowan said it wasn't him because he wasn't near the scaffolding.
Did he
And
say?
Daniel
I
Bryan,
thought Daniel Bryan said it wasn't him.
yeah.
Okay.
And Daniel Bryan said, like, when you have your face up against the wall, you're gonna see a name. So that leads me to think we're not done with it yet.
Would you like to see them take Roman Reigns and have him kind of backstage, little thingies here and there, looking for Rowan, and then eventually, like, would you like to see at SummerSlam like a backstage kind of story that's continuous in between the matches while they're setting up for stuff?
This is what I'd do.
Mm.
I'd have them in a match, and at the end, whoever wins, it could be Rowan, it could be a draw, could be DQ or whatever. Another real attacker beats up Roman Reigns,
And then he doesn't make it to the ring?
No, after doing the match, and then he's all confused, like who did it?
I think that Roman is going to challenge the R names. Okay, I can do this. I think Roman is going to challenge Rowan in the pre-show. So in a pre-show backstage interview, they're going to be interviewing Daniel Bryan and Rowan, and he's going to confront him and say, "Did you do it?" And he's going to be like, "It wasn't me." And he's going to be like, "I don't care, let's fight." And so they're going to add that match to the card. I don't think it'll be on the pre-show, but I think the setup will be on the pre-show. And then I think when the match happens, Daniel Bryan's going to interfere, and the two of them are going to start to double team on Roman.
Oh, I think I know.
The match doesn't even end. It's a DQ because they're totally just beat down on him. Chair. They get a chair in there and stuff.
Concerto.
And yeah, and Daniel Bryan's really good at selling his anger. So I think his face is just gonna be rage, and he's gonna do that thing where he grabs his hair and he pulls on his beard, the anger face, you didn't recycle, really mad. And then I think Samoa Joe's gonna jump in and save Roman, because Samoa Joe's you know what, Roman, dude, you did it. You stepped up like a man. You apologized to me. It's totally wrong. These people are trying to literally kill you. That's too far. I go pretty far, but that's way too far. And the two of them are going to become a tag team against those two.
The Samoan Joes.
The Samoan Joes would be a great name. What was Roman's dad was in the tag team?
The Wild Samoan.
The Wild Samoans. So maybe they'll do some sort of play off of that name for this team. But
the Wilder Samoan.
But I am totally fine with them using a small window, maybe 15 minutes or so, a SummerSlam to build, to continue the story, because the story, as soon as they got Samoa, the story was very interesting. Then they got Samoa Joe into that. It made it more interesting. So I really think that they need to do something on Sunday that doesn't end the story, that continues the story. So rather than one dot as a period, the end, 3 dots, a dot, dot, dot. Let's continue it on.
It could last until WrestleMania, actually, if you do it right.
Yeah.
Just have a bunch of red herrings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, another thing that is not on the card announced as of the time this video was made is Shinsuke Nakamura, the IC champion. And hey, maybe that's why we don't have the IC. We can pretend that's why the IC belt is not here.
It is. I suggested the IC title, and Paul Driver was like, "No, I want a title that's on the show."
It's, well, yeah, because.
Yeah.
Okay, so him versus Ali. Are they going to add it? Are they going to throw that on the pre-show? Ali got beat by Ziggler. Like, I don't know why they had to have Ziggy beat Ali this week. It doesn't really help Ziggler because
What about
he's like
Apollo
lose,
Crews?
lose, and it doesn't help Ali at all with his momentum going into Shinsuke to get beat. It would have been okay if there's like a little bit of like a sloppy finish, or he cheated when the ref wasn't looking or something. Like, I don't know. Yeah, but if they do have that match, I think Shinsuke's gonna retain.
Yeah.
All right.
Kevin will beat him.
There are no tag matches, as we said earlier. So the New Day, they don't have a match. The OC doesn't have a match, and the new women's tag team does not have a match. I predict that the women's tag team is going to go against the Kabuki Warriors in the pre-show. Kabuki Warriors, I want them to win, but I think they're going to lose, and I think they're going to win it on SmackDown. Because titles changing hands after WrestleMania or SummerSlam on the Raw or SmackDown following is extremely exciting with the hot crowd. So
I'm gonna pick Alexa and Nikki to retain.
Okay. What about the New Day and OC? Do you think that there's any kind of match? You thought earlier, I believe you said you think they're gonna fight each other?
No, I said the New Day the OC versus the Usos.
Oh, okay. So the OC versus the Usos. The New Day, do you think they're gonna Viking Raiders in there? Or I don't know.
I don't think the New Day, but the OC. I can see them fighting the Usos and retaining.
Yeah, I think the OC is gonna come out with AJ, and the New Day is gonna come out, but not all the way to the ring with Kofi, and that'll be their moments. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of strange that there's no tag matches yet.
Yeah.
Okay, the 24/7 title, obviously, I think we're gonna see it. You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially now that R-Truth has it back, again, at time of recording, unless some shenanigans happen online between now and then. I think that they gave it back to R-Truth because now him and Carmella, they can go around Toronto and pose with the belt at the different sites. Kind of, you know how they do that.
Maybe we'll see them.
The CN Tower is going to be lit up in blue and orange, I think, for blue and yellow for SummerSlam.
Actually?
Yeah, that's what I read online. On the day, on the Sunday of SummerSlam. So that'll be cool to see too. We'll make sure to get some pictures of it. Okay, so the 24/7 title for sure is going to be in there. And I think it's going to be, I think Drake Maverick is going to somehow be in there. And they're, I don't know, they're going to.
It's hard to predict who would win.
I'm going to say that there's going to be 3 title changes of the 24/7 belt during SummerSlam. How many do you think?
I'll say 5.
Okay.
I think Heath Slater should win it.
We picked prime numbers. Okay,
Mathematician.
Chad, yes, I am. Chad, Gable, and Elias had a little thing. That could possibly be on the pre-show.
I doubt it, but...
Yeah, I think Elias is going to be involved in Shane's match, but, you know, that could quite possibly be.
WWE, please don't do that again.
Do you think that Aleister Black rematch against Sami Zayn possible pre-show? Because I feel like they're just trying to...
I just thought of a pre-show match we don't have.
Okay, can I finish my thought before you say it? I feel like they're trying to throw in as many Canadian wrestlers in the card as they can, just because it's in Canada. So I feel like Sami Zayn and Aleister Black might have a rematch, and it doesn't really matter who wins. I'm gonna say that Aleister Black still wins, but it doesn't matter.
Aleister Black wins.
What's your thing that you think is gonna
Drew
win?
McIntyre or Cedric Alexander, because they never had their match on Raw.
Yeah, that's true. They could be putting that match on the pre-show.
And I'd pick Drew to win.
And then the other thing that I had on my list here was just The Undertaker. I did mention him earlier in my predictions for the Goldberg match, but The Undertaker has signed a very large contract with WWE, large probably dollar bills and large in the sense of time. So there is a possibility of him showing up somewhere, somehow. I have no idea what storyline they're going to weave him into. Again, I thought perhaps the Goldberg one, just because their match was so bad. I don't know if they're going to fight each other again. I was mentioning to Suplexus earlier today that I think that when these legends come back, the best way to do it is a tag team. I think that when Undertaker was tagging with Roman Reigns, it was great for both of them. Roman's health is still not 100%. So he gets breaks when he's not in the ring, and then same thing with Undertaker. He gets breaks, and if something happens, and one of the wrestlers they're professionals. Like if one of them feels like they need a break sooner, they can tag a little sooner, and they can change up the story of the match a little bit and ad lib. So if Undertaker's coming back to fight Goldberg, I don't see him aligning himself with Ziggy. That would be odd, but I could see him somehow getting involved there, and then them being in a tag match. A tag match would be great. It's really good for the legends to come back, and I think that's Beth Phoenix did well with her return because it was a tag match as well.
Yeah.
So. And that's all. That's all I have.
Could I say one rumor?
You can say 3 or 4.
I heard something that Seth was gonna feud with Drew after SummerSlam. So, I don't know.
So some of those we'll see. We're gonna be there for the Raw and SmackDown, and 205 Live tapings as well. So
and the first NXT one, like we mentioned.
Yeah, we did the travel experience package.
The Viking. You said travel experience.
Isn't it called the travel experience?
Yeah.
No, what's it called? It's the travel
package.
Travel package. Thank you.
I thought Viking experience.
We did the travel package this time, so we are kind of gonna get to see all 4 shows. We get lunch with the superstars on Monday. We don't know which superstars they are yet, so that should be exciting.
Hopefully the New Day. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. That would be good. But that's about it. That's all we have for predictions. We're excited and looking forward to our trip. We're gonna start packing after this. We're gonna decide what items we would like to get autographed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, hopefully this comes on.
I don't.
The Universal title. Because Seth will win it.
Oh, that's what you mean by it comes home. Okay, yeah, no. Hopefully Seth wins it, but
that's not gonna. So, everybody, this has been Suplexus and
Pile Driver.